My husband's traditional parents spent weeks undermining our parenting choices in Mandarin, not realizing I'd been secretly taking lessons to connect with them. When I married Lou 3 years ago, I knew his Chinese heritage was important to him. Born in America, to immigrants from Angguan, he balanced both cultures beautifully, while I grew up in a typical Arakan household with little exposure to other cultures. From the beginning, Lou's parents, especially his mother, Biao, made it clear they had hoped he would marry a Chinese woman. They were polite but distant, often speaking Mandarin around me despite being fluent in English. Lou would translate occasionally, but I always sensed I was missing important conversations. When I became pregnant with our son, Endiz, I decided to surprise everyone by learning Mandarin. I found an online tutor and practiced secretly during lunch breaks, and while Lou attended evening basketball games, my pronunciation was terrible but my comprehension improved steadily after Ivan was born. Lou's parents stayed with us for a month, a traditional Chinese practice called sitting the month where family helps new parents. While I appreciated their help with cooking and housework, tensions arose over parenting approaches. Lil and I had agreed on a parenting style blending Chinese traditions with Western practices. We wanted I to be bilingual, but disagreed with some traditional attitudes his parents espoused, like never picking up a crying baby to avoid spoiling them. At first they voiced concerns in English and we respectfully explained our choices. They would nod and appear to understand, but then I began noticing rapid Mandarin exchanges when they thought I wasn't paying attention. One evening while supposedly napping, I overheard Falshi telling Lou's father, "They're ruining this child with American softness. When they go back to work, we'll show them the proper way to raise a strong boy." Over the next 2 weeks, I pretended not to understand as they criticized everything from our decision to use disposable diapers to our baby's sleep schedule. The most hurtful comments came when they discussed my breastfeeding struggles. A Chinese daughter-in-law would have better milk and more patience. Falshi said one afternoon I was torn between confrontation and preserving family harmony. Lou noticed I seemed upset but couldn't understand why, as his parents were all smiles when he was around. When I hinted that his parents might not approve of our parenting, he assured me I was imagining things. The breaking point came during a family dinner when Tu's cousin visited. As I served dessert, Busy launched into what she thought was a private assessment of my mothering skills to the cousin in Mandarin, saying the baby would be better off in China, and that Lou made a mistake marrying someone who didn't understand their values. The table fell silent as I responded in my imperfect but comprehensible Mandarin. "I may not understand all your values, but I understand respect and honesty. I've been learning Mandarin for 9 months to connect with you and honor Lou's heritage for our son." Everyone was shocked. Lou looked confused, asking when I had learned Mandarin. I explained I had been studying since learning about my pregnancy, wanting to grow up proud of both sides of his heritage and hoping to connect with his parents. I told them I had heard every criticism and planned to undermine our parenting. Lou translated to ensure his parents understood perfectly, growing increasingly upset. His father looked ashamed, but Bilzy became defensive, insisting she only wanted what was best for ID. I emphasized that while we respected their experience, Lou and I made the decisions about Wei's upbringing. If they couldn't respect our choices, they wouldn't be as involved in his life. Liz's parents left the next morning to stay with his cousin. 3 days later, Biley returned with a jade pendant for 18, attempting an apology with the help of a translation app. "I disrespect you, very wrong. In China, mother knows best. Here, different. Beautiful boy needs mother and grandmother who respect each other." It wasn't perfect, but it was a beginning. I invited her to join my next Mandarin lesson, and she offered to teach me Lou's favorite childhood dishes. When Lou's father visited the following weekend, he brought Chinese children's books for both parents to read. 2 years later, our relationship isn't perfect, but it's honest. We speak a blend of English and Mandarin at family gatherings. Biley still occasionally offers unsolicited parenting advice, but now does it in English where we can discuss it openly. Kai is growing up hearing both languages and experiencing both cultures. Sometimes I sing the Chinese lullabies Biley taught me at bedtime. My pronunciation's still imperfect but improving, just like our family's communication.